And we're back here for the second game of today's doubleheader between Trine and the Purple Raiders. Sybil a hit out of the back row, blocked back by Trine. Set up, Trine, a tip right over the defense. Kept alive, though, by Beal. Hit over by Howard. Set back, Bruns with a swing cross court. Dug up by Signs, off the block. Sybil gets the dig, but it goes out of bounds over the net. And Trine will open up with a 1-0 lead here with Stillman heading back to serve.
If you're just coming to us for the second game, Purple Raiders pulled a 3-0 lead in the first game, so we'll see if Trine can come back and reclaim a title.
And Matonis hits low on that ball, sends it long and out of bounds, just doesn't hit a single defender on its way. And Trine goes up 2-0 here. Stillman dug up by Grenier and a free hit over by Trinette. Set back. Bourne a hit off the block. Stays on the Raider side. Matonis another hit. Sends it long again. And Trine has a 3-0 lead here in the second game. And Trine is starting to jump on the Purple Raiders early on in this set. Dig by Sybil, set up. Matonis a swing. Keeps it in this time. A violation called against Trine. And a double hit called. And the Raiders will get their first point. And heading back to the service line is junior Jimmy Ince. And this Trine team's a team that feels like they definitely can play with Mountain Union. It's just a matter of staying focused and mentally strong the entire time. Ince gets his jump serve into the back row. Van Bourne is blocked back, and the Raiders get within one.
I think the Purple Raiders really surprised a lot of people in that first game, considering they are technically the underdog in terms of conference ranking, as Trine is 2 and the Purple Raiders are 5.
Signs blocked back. Set across. Beal with a swing, blocked back. Signs another hit off the tape, dug up by Entz. Sybil a back row hit off the block. He'll get the kill, and the Purple Raiders pick up the point. Now we'll have our first tie of the night here, or the day I should say. 3s apiece here, as the Raiders respond with a 3-0 lead of their own. 3-0 run, I should say. Signs a back row hit. Just long there.
No, I don't know. That looked a little in. Blind judge called it.
I don't know about that one. I think that may have landed on the line.
I think it did too, actually, but
the Raiders will get the home call. Beal reaches back, gets the ball over. Set back now. Trinette gets a swing of his own, and they're going to call it. The line judge is calling a touch. And, yep, it's going to be Mountain Union point. Trinette will pick up the kill on the swing. Raiders up 5-3 here. Set over. Bourne a quick swing. And Sybil returns with a back row attack of his own, but he sends that one long. The Raider lead will cut down to 1.
The intensity in this game, literally, we're what, 9 points in total, and it's already pretty heated compared to the last game.
That's for sure, and this was what I would have expected coming in. Trine showed that they can play with the Purple Raiders. And a laser beam there from Howard into the back left corner.
We saw libero Stephen Grenier slide for it, and it was just so fast he couldn't even get there.
Yeah, that was a laser beam.
Yeah, beautiful.
A little bit less speed on that one. Cross gets it over. Swung and blocked back. Beal is blocked back by Andrew Cross and Mark Bruns. Raiders will go back up by 1. Trezak mishits that one, hits it into the net on the serve, and we're tied up at 6s. A last-second save there by Layden to get over. Beal with a swing. And no touch there, out of bounds past the back line. The Raiders pick up the point on the hitting error. And heading back to the service stripe for the Purple Raiders, their ace, Cam Turnett. A laser beam there, dug up by Beal. Set over. Dixon a swing off the block, kept alive by Turnett. Turnett, a roll shot out of the back row, kept alive by Trine. Signs. His hit's blocked, goes out of bounds. And it's going to be Trine point. It'll go down as a kill. And Signs got lucky there as that hit the tape and just kind of rolled the entire length of the net before going out of bounds, it seemed. Manelli, a strong serve there. Sybil with a hit, and Sybil with a kill. Puts it down into the back row to get the Raiders back on top, 8-7. Andrew Cross back to serve for the Purple Raiders. And Cross mishits that one, sends it wide to the right, and we're tied up at 8 apiece.
Lots of service errors this game really early on. I don't know if it's the intensity of the game, it's just getting to the players' heads, or what it is, but on both sides.
Set out to Sybil. Sybil a swing. Cross court dug up by Haas. Stillman gets it over. Sybil gets another swing. He sends this one wide right. And Trine will go up 9-8. Signs. His serve dug up by Sybil. Trezak gets a swing, gets it over, dug up by Haas. Tipped over by Stillman. And the Raiders can't do anything with it. Trine picks up the point and goes up by 2. And you got to wonder if fatigue will become a factor, and how big of a factor will it become in this set, being the second game in just over an hour. Set outside, Dixon a swing, and he just puts that where no one else is, just to the right of the center of the court in the Raiders' back row. And Mount Union burns a timeout, trailing by 3, 11-8 here in the first set. Trine has come out firing and ready to play here in this second game.
At the end of the last game, I said Trine's really got to come out guns a-blazing, and they truly have. They definitely kind of took that last loss, put it in their back pocket, and they're moving on from it, and they're definitely showing that they are a good team, and they aren't to be trifled with for the Purple Raiders.
That's for sure. I mean, they're second in the conference for a reason. 7-3, well, now 7-4. They're a good team. They can play. I think the big thing for them is just staying mentally strong. If they stay mentally strong, this team very well might take this game, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Or at least a couple sets from the Purple Raiders.
I think this is going to be a game with a little bit more intensity. It's definitely going to be a more fun game to watch in all, as we've just seen here. We're, 19 points in, and it's been a battle to the deaths already in set 1.
And we're back. Signs back. Serving. His serve dug up by Grenier. Tight to the net.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if that was going to get called.
And a violation going against Trine. Raiders pick up the point and get back within 2. As Layden heads back to serve. Layden a strong float serve there. Set out. Dixon a swing cross court. Just out of bounds past the sideline. Raiders are back within 1. Another strong float serve. Set back. And on the slide, blocked back. Dixon gets another shot. This time he puts it down into the ground and picks up the kill and pushes his team's lead back up to 2. Santiago Garcia heading back to serve for Trine. Trine holding a 12-10 lead here in the first set as we get into the middle stages. Another strong serve from Santiago Garcia, but he sends this one long. He'll pick up the service error, and Mount Union's back within 1 with Sybil heading back to the line with a chance to tie it up. Sybil sends it wide right and even outside the antenna, and Trine goes back up by 2.
We're seeing kind of a reverse from last game where Mount's kind of playing catch up with Trine right now.
That's for sure. Trinette with the dig, set out. Trinette with a swing and the kill off the leg of Santiago Garcia. And Raiders down by 1 now as Entz heads back to serve. Haas with the dig, set out, barely gets over. Trinette with a swing, and I don't know if he cleared the tape or he got blocked back.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But either way, it ends up on the Purple Raiders side, hits the ground, and the Raiders are bet down by 2 once again. Howard, another strong serve just inside the back line for the ace.
Perfectly placed between Sybil and Grenier. There was no way to get that.
Howard sends this one long, however,
Oof.
and you could hear it hit the wall down below us.
Velocity behind it.
Definitely a hard swing for sure, and that's what makes it so hard if he manages to aim it between people to pick it up, because you really can't move on a serve. You pretty much have to get set and read the ball going and hope it comes within a couple inches of you. Trezak a strong serve into the middle of the back row, set outside. Bourne a swing, stays on his own side as he hits it into the tape, and that'll be 4 hits on Trine. Sends it to the back right side. Bourne gets another time. Dug up by the Raiders. Trezak with a swing. Beal gets a chance. Now set up. Sybil the back row. Strike for the kill.
Yeah.
Puts it into the ground. And Santiago Garcia can't get a handle on that one as he lays out for it. Raiders are all tied up with Trine 15-15 here in the first set from the MAC in game 2. And the Raiders are roaring back out of that timeout. Trezak sends it to the back left corner. Beal gets a strike. Raiders keep it alive. And a miscommunication there between Layden and Cross. And Mount Union finds themselves trailing once again. Dixon coming on now for Trine, with Beal heading back to serve. Beal a strong serve dug up by Trinette. Trinette with a swing off the block, kept alive. Ball ends up over. Set up. Cross with a swing. And an overpass by Trine. Set out. Trinette with a swing. And it's going to hit the ground. And the Raiders are going to pick up the point. It's 16s apiece.
There is so much intensity on these two benches. We've seen Trine kind of get really involved from the bench for the first time in both games. And obviously, in the past, we've spoken on Mount Union's bench. They're basically another cheering section. They love these boys on the floor so much. But both sides, there's a lot of intensity.
Trinette's serve dances on the tape and now dances on the main hoop. Haas with a pass up to the net and an overhit there by Dixon. And that intensity on the bench as Trine burns a timeout trailing 17-6. They were up 11-8 on the Purple Raiders. Since that point, they've only picked up 5 points, whereas the Purple Raiders have picked up 9. So a 9-5 run for the Purple Raiders finds themselves back in charge of this set.
Well, and we were talking about that in terms of the last game. You know, Purple Raiders are kind of notorious for, despite the fact that they might get down, they're good at kind of closing those gaps in between players, whereas Trine really struggled in the last game, and now it's neck and neck because Purple Raiders are able to compete, and this game is definitely fun to watch and more intense for sure. More of what we expected coming in today.
And going back to that bench intensity, that's why it's such a shame you can't have full capacity crowds here, because it's not that far-fetched to think that students would probably be showing up
Yeah.
in decent numbers to support this team if they were able to. Now they're good because their first season, that first home game, they pulled a pretty good crowd. But after that point, because they were losing so much as they struggled that first year, you know, people kind of stopped and started being just parents and maybe some close friends. I think it's not too far-fetched to think that they would have a great crowd here.
Yeah.
Now that they're rolling and they're good.
Yeah, the even last season before COVID really hit in the fall, seeing the bench intensity, the gym was, the one side of the gym was completely filled with just students that aren't even friends with the individuals on the team that just wanted to come and watch because they've heard, you know, the Purple Raiders men's volleyball team is in year 3 and they're still spectacular.
That's for sure. Trinette sends a laser beam, and the dig goes way out of bounds by Signs and passed over by Dixon. Set outside, Cibolo swing off the block. Beal gets it over. Sybil sort of side shot there to get it over. Dixon blocked back by Andrew Cross. There was nothing he could do there. Cross rose up. Layden got tight to him on the other side, so they took away that entire side of the net, or the side of the court, and he just sent that one home. Raiders up by 2. A laser beam there from Trinette, set outside. Dixon gets a redo, and he puts that one onto the ground.
Yeah, you
picks
see,
up the kill.
You can see how much heat was behind that by Trezak. Kind of had his hands up, ready to hit the ball, and when he realized how fast it was coming, he went to protect his face. You know, there's not a whole lot he can do.
Manelli's serve on the way now for Trine. Hits the middle of the net, and the Raiders go back up by 2, 19-17, with Andrew Cross heading back to serve. Strong serve into the middle of the back row, dug up by Beal. Set back, Signs with a swing, cross court. Goes off Trezak, he'll pick up the kill. And the Raiders are up by just 1. Serve dug up by Grenier. Matonis, a big swing into the center of the court for the kill. And Signs couldn't do much with that. Layden a float serve into the middle of the back row. Set back. And a swing. Dug up by Layden. Set up. And a back row strike by Beal. Grenier just gets a dig on it. And a pass over by Sybil. Set outside Dixon. A swing blocked back by Sam Matonis. He's jumping up and down. And this Purple Raiders bench is fired up as they take a 3-point lead here late in the set. Layden served tight to the line there. Dixon gets a swing off the block by Bruns. He'll pick up the kill. Now that'll send back to the line Santiago Garcia, who can be very dangerous from that service stripe to serve for Trine. Strong serve just past the back line there. The Raiders go back up by 3, 22-19. As they start to knock on the door of a win here in the first set. Sybil back to serve. Strong serve into the back row. Signs a back row strike. And off the dig by Sybil. Raiders can't get a second touch there, and they'll give up the point.
Only a 2-point gap. The intensity here, anything can happen, honestly.
Set back. Sybil, a back row strike. Tight to the net. He'll get the kill. As Trine can't get a second touch there, they go back up by 3, 23-20. And need just 2 more points as Hentz heads back to serve. And it appears a timeout was called.
A little confusion
by
there.
Trine. A lot of confusion there, but it does appear, yep, there will be timeout. Trine trailing 23-20. And the Purple Raiders seem to have gotten back in the driver's seat here as we get into game 2.
The difference in the intensity between these two huddles, Purple Raiders are kind of dancing a little bit in their huddle as Trine is definitely, their coach is giving them plans on how we can come back. So I'll be interested to see how that impacts these next few points.
That's for sure. And looking at the stats here, the big difference for Trine, they're hitting 0%. As a team, Raiders are hitting not much better, just .062. But hitting 0%, that means they're getting and giving as many points off of hits and off of total swings. So that's what's hurting them there, because they're not really gaining from attacking. If that makes sense. Set out. Born a swing. Dug up by Layden. Tip by Trine. Set out. Back row strike by Santiago Garcia. He sends it long, and the Raiders are up 24-20. And this next serve could be the last of the set. Dug by Santiago Garcia. And Howard there catches the Raiders off guard and dumps it on over the net for an easy point. 24-21 with Howard heading back to the line. Game far from over here if you're trailing just 3 points. Another strong serve dug up by Trine. Set back, cross with a swing, and just long past the back line. Trine will continue to stick around now. Down just 2 points. Another strong serve dug up by Sybil. Set, cross court, turn out with a swing. An overpass by Haas. Set back, runs with a swing. Santiago Garcia gets it up towards the net. Free hit over by Bourne. Set up, cross with a swing, blocked back. And the Raiders aren't going to be able to do anything as they were all up
Real
in
close
front
to
of
the net.
the front 10-foot line or just behind it. And the Raiders' lead is down just to 1 here. 24-23, and they'll burn a timeout here.
I know we talked a little bit in the last game about wiggle room, how Mount Union felt so comfortable, and here, if they don't make this point, we're going to be going into some going into an overage because of that 2-point difference. And they definitely, their wiggle room has gone away, and now they need to execute those points.
That's for sure. This next serve is going to be massive, and you can't understate that. If the Purple Raiders get it, they win the set, they move on. How you doing? Keep it moving. We're going to the second set. But if they drop this next rally, I mean, Trine has probably gotten back in the driver's seat at that point, or they're halfway in. And to be honest, the team that gets that 25th point, whereas the Purple Raiders now, or Trine, over the next two rallies, is probably the team that's going to win. Purple Raiders are back out on the court. They're ready to go, and they want to get this thing done with and move on to the next set. But for Brian Harris and Trine, they're looking like they might take this first set, potentially. And it's all going to come down here to the serve of Ethan Howard. Howard, a strong serve, dug by Turnett, set back. Runs a swing, blocked back, and it lands down on the dirt. And the Raiders are tied up at 24-24 with Trine. And the Trine bench has just exploded.
All cards out on the table now. These next few points are crucial.
The most crucial serve of the game, potentially. Set out, Turnett tips it. And Signs gets a hand on it, but sends it out of bounds. Mount Union heads back up 25-24, and that may have been the most important rally of the game.
You don't, especially considering this is the first set, to understand that this kind of sets the dynamic for the game. You know, whether the players feel like they have to come back, they have to work harder on both sides. So I agree 100%, Ben. Crucial point.
Trezak sends that serve long, and we're tied up at 25-25. Beal back to serve now for Trine. Beal hits into the net there on the serve, coughs up the service error, and the Raiders are back up by one, and all the pressure in the world is back on the heads and the shoulders of Trine.
If I were Coach Mihalik right now, I would feel pretty comfortable having Cam at the service line.
Good serve by Turnett. Up the net. And a violation called. And over the net there. 26-26. As Alex Minnelli comes back on to serve for Trine. Minnelli serve dug up by Grenier. Set up. Sybil, a strong swing, blocked back, and out of bounds just past the sideline. And the Raiders go back up by one, 26-27, as Sam Batonis comes back on. As well as Haas for Trine. Andrew Cross at the line now. His serve on the way. Dug up. Set back. Signs with a swing. And blocked back by Justin Sybil. And the Raiders take the first set 28-26. How about that? Justin Sybil rises to the occasion to put this one away in OT for the Raiders. And with that, we'll head to the second set. Raiders up 1-0. Following an exciting finish to that set. And we'll be back following the intermission. All right, and we're back here for the second set of today's second game of the doubleheader. Raiders took that first set narrowly, 28-26. And really got pushed by Trine there down the stretch. But looking at the stats, Trine, they were hitting 0% during the set. Now they're hitting negative 24.024. So they're giving more points when they hit than they're getting to the Purple Raiders. And a wicked curveball there by Santiago Garcia. But that'll put the Raiders up 1-0 as that one goes just long. So if they can straighten that hitting out and even just get back to 0% hitting, they might easily be able to take a set or two from the Purple Raiders. Sybil serve into the back row, set back. And Bruns, a return hit. Set out. Beal's shot. Blocked back by Mark Bruns. And it ends up going under the net after going off of Haas. Raiders up 2-0 here to start up the set. Sybil. And off that dig by Haas, they barely get. Sybil, a back row strike.
Oof.
And Matonis blocks it back and picks up the point for the Purple Raiders there off a wild save there into the Trine bench there. But unfortunately, that free ball pass over. Just too tight to the net there, and Matonis is able to return it.
They left the court wide open while they were trying to save the ball, but the save was immaculate. We have to give them that.
Yeah, soccer-style save there with the leg. Dixon coming on now for Trine. Sybil serves into the net there, and Trine will pick up their first point of the second set. They currently trail 3-1 with Stoneman heading back to serve. Dug up by Sybil, set over. Trine with a big swing, and it's not going to clear the tape there. Hits it, dances a little, and just goes along the net and down on the Purple Raiders side. Almost a highlight reel play from Trine. Trine with a dig, set back. Bruns with a cross-court swing, dug up by Signs, set over. Bournes hits, blocked back, whistle blown, and a violation on the Purple Raiders. 3-3 now. As Trine runs back with a 3-0 run of their own to tie things up. Trine at the net, tips it back. Somehow kept up by Signs. Matonis with a block touch there. Set back. Bruns reaches back, gets a swing, but sends it just along the sideline there on a cross-court hit. And Trine takes their first lead of the day, 4-3 in this set. Or first lead of this set, I should say. Sybil, a back row strike off the block, stays on the Purple Raiders side. Set up, Matonis a swing, and he'll get the kill as there's absolutely nobody there inside the 10-foot line. There on the left side.
Matonis even put his arms out. He was like, I don't know why that worked, but it did. Going off the tape, I think it just threw Trine off a little bit.
And that can be tricky because it dances on the tape there. It takes a lot of velocity off the ball.
Yeah.
The defensive player was probably in the right position for that hit before that. And a big swing there down the line and just inside. And Trine goes back on top 5-4. Ethan Howard back to serve. Dug up by Sybil. Set. Sybil, a back row strike. Dug up by Haas. And a free shot over by Dixon. Doesn't quite clear the tape. And we're tied up at 5s apiece here in the second. Trezak gets it over. Haas, a great save there as he goes to the ground. Dixon, a hit from the back row. Dug up by Grenier. Set over. Trine with a big swing. Off the I-beam there. And somehow over. Trine, a big swing cross court. He leaves, no doubt, this time.
Yeah.
That's a kill.
That's that highlight reel that you were talking about. He had the opportunity. He took it. We're used to seeing it with Cam. Cam Turnett, undeniably.
Dug up by Haas. Set back. Beal with a swing cross court. Out of bounds. And no touch called there on the block. 7-5 Raiders lead. And Trine was really lucky on that rally 2 rallies ago. That dig by Haas hit the I-beam. Because if it didn't hit that I-beam, it would have just sailed into the crowd. And they wouldn't have even gotten a chance to return it. Haas with the dig close to the ground. Dixon a back row swing. Grenier gets the dig, but Turnett can't get there in time to get the second touch. Raiders' lead has shrunk to 1. Beal serve dug up by Turnett. Set out. Turnett with a swing and a kill into center court as Haas slides in to try and get a hand on it, and he can't. And with that, the ace of this Purple Raiders team, serving-wise, heads back to the line. Turnett, a nice bullet there, dug up, and a hit there off the block. Bourne picks up the kill. As Cross can't direct that ball back over onto the Trine side. And Nate Unsicker making his first appearance today. Float serve. Sybil a big swing cross court. And the Raiders pick up the kill as Beal can't get a good dig off of it. Raiders lead up to 2 again here with Andrew Cross at the service stripe. Gets it over, dug up by Haas. Set back. Signs with a swing cross court. He'll get it. And the kill. Trine is continuing to fight here with the Purple Raiders, never letting them get more than a point or 2 in a row. Signs serves into the net and takes off in front of the line, and he'll get called for that. Layden heads back to serve as Bruns comes on for the Purple Raiders. Signs a back row strike, gets a block touch off of Matonis. Turnett gets a hand on it, and then the second touch off Grenier. The Raiders can't do anything with it. And with that, Santiago Garcia heads back to the line to serve.
I think he's the equivalent to Turnett for Trine. His serve is incredible, so it'll be interesting to see how this serve in particular affects the trajectory of the game.
It's an absolute curveball. That ball curves in the air.
And we've
the way
seen
he
that
puts spin on it, it curves.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You can only see it whenever he serves it out a little bit because they're always just a little bit long. But to imagine hitting that coming at you, that's just scary.
Sybil, strong serve dug up by Garcia, and a swung by Beal. He'll pick up the kill, and Raiders are up by 1 once again. Stillman back to serve for Trine. Dug by Grenier. Set back. Bruns with a swing cross court. Still alive. Turnett with the dig. Set up. Matonis with a swing long. Kept in by Stillman. And Matonis tries to get a pass up, and he passes into the net there. He can't believe it. He's shaking his head. And we're tied up at 11s apiece. Grenier with the dig. It's a tight pass, and it's returned there by Beal.
There was no hesitation in that either.
Yeah, Parker Beal saw the opportunity, realized that pass was going to be super tight, and just rose up and sent it right back in their face. Stillman barely gets that one over. Grenier dives out for it, but he can't get his hand out in time. That's a service ace. And Trine's up by 2 now, 13-11 here in the second. And that serve may have been going out, but it don't matter. And in fact, it will now, because Bruns gets blocked right back. And the Purple Raiders almost got a free point there, but they chose to take that one. Serve out, set to Turnett. Turnett, his hits kept up by Trine. And a violation called on Trine. Raiders back within 2, with ends heading back to serve. And the Raiders got to refocus now.
Yeah.
Because Trine is starting to separate a little bit. And definitely, for sure, have reversed the rules. Set back, signs a swing, dug up by Sybil. Set back. It was blocked back. And Turnett's going to have no choice but to pass it over. Set up. Santiago Garcia tips it, and the Raiders can't get a hand on it.
Yeah,
Layden dives out for it, but he can't get it, and the Raiders trail by 3.
That whole point, there was just a lot of lack of communication. Layden setting backwards, not realizing where Andrew Cross was. The setting completely over with the big hole in the middle of the court.
Howard, a strong serve there, an absolute laser beam. And Bruns can't figure out where that one's going there, and it goes right off the Pizza Hut ad right there on the scores table. And Mount Union burns a timeout, trailing 16-12. When they did this in the first set, the timeout was what keyed their comeback to get back in the driver's seat. We'll see if that does the same thing here. But man, for the Purple Raiders, they gotta get something rolling here, or Trine might just run away with this set.
Yeah, you talked about that separation of points, and it's one separation in volleyball isn't a gigantic deal, but this has been a consistent separation that we've seen since Purple Raiders have had it started about 9, and that separation has just been there. They just keep gaining and gaining, and we saw that the Purple Raiders did that in the first game, and that's what won them their second and their third set and in the last game. And so Trine's kind of turning the tables on the Purple Raiders here, and I think that endurance is definitely playing a big role in terms of these boys have to be tired. They're in their second game of the day. These are high-intensity games, especially this game. There is not a point that has been boring. So I think that really the Purple Raiders just got to get their head in the game, and we can even see that in their huddle. Like we said before, in that first set, they were kind of dancing, kind of had a little bit of joy. Now there's not necessarily not smiles, but they're listening very intently to Coach Mihalik and understanding, like, we have to pull this back in, because if not, they're going to be going into a fourth set.
That's for sure. And looking over the hitting stats, Trine's really gotten it together from a hitting standpoint. Raiders in this set hitting just 105. Trine hitting 273, really turning it on and capitalizing on their attacks. And that's a big reason why they're up right now. Howard, a little slower serve there, dug an overpass by Grenier. Coach Mihalik not happy
Not
there
happy at Grenier.
with the Purple Raiders. Trying up to their biggest lead of the day at 5. And an overserve there by Howard. And again, you can hear the velocity hitting below us, or perhaps you can if you're listening, but we certainly can up here in the viewing room.
It vibrates the floor underneath us.
That was a powerful swing. Trezak hits over to the right side of the line. Raiders just have to free hit over. Big swing by Beal. He puts it into the ground for the kill. He left no doubt about that one. And Trine's back up by 5. And a serve just out there by Beal. Could not have been out by more than, honestly, a centimeter.
Yeah, that was so close.
A fraction of an inch, maybe even a fraction of a centimeter. It was barely out. And to be honest, if there was video review, that might be in. But nonetheless, Trine at the line with the Raiders trailing by 4. Trine, a laser beam there. Signs with a second hit there. And Haas free hits it over. Set up. Cross with a swing. And Cross is going to pick up the point. Purple Raiders down by just 3. And momentum starting to slowly but surely come back to their side. Trinetta, another strong serve there. Tight to the net. Set out. Dixon a swing and off the block. He picks up the kill. And the Raiders fall back by 4 once again. Alex Manelli now serving. Hits it over. Dug by Trinette. And no one's going to be able to touch that one as it flies out of bounds. That's a service ace for Alex Manelli. And his team's back up by 5. And Trine is now starting to do what the Raiders did to Trine for a good portion of that first game. Manelli served long there, just past the back line. Raiders back within 4 with Andrew Cross heading back.
Watching Andrew Cross go back to the line is kind of entertaining because the amount of composure, despite the fact that there is a lot of intensity, everything leaves his head, and all that he can think about is getting that ball over the net.
And he will not there. Hits it right into the tape.
Yeah.
And pushes the Trine lead back up to 5, 21-16 with Signs back to serve. Signs an off-speed serve there. Sybil, a big swing off the block, kept alive by Beal. A big swing cross court off the chest of Grenier. And a big kill there for Trine as they go up 22-16 here in the second set. And that serve just on the line there. Grenier thought it was going out. And it just drops at the last second. Barely inside there for a service ace for Dominic Signs. Grenier with the dig. Set out. Sybil with a big swing cross court. Haas can't get a good dig off of it. And the Purple Raiders pick up the point and keep their hopes alive. Raiders trail by 6 now with Layden heading back to serve. And despite the score, certainly not over, as we saw Trine to make a run similar to what the Purple Raiders could potentially do. Signs with a swing cross court. And the point awarded to the Purple Raiders. A backcourt attack. A back row attack by Signs. A 5-point game now for the Purple Raiders as they still trail late in the set. Pass out. Dixon a swing. Blocked back. Still alive. And tipped over.
Oh.
And Layden and Turnett look at each other, and I don't think either of them was ready for that.
Looks like Layden's coming out, and Caleb Dawson, we're going to see him for the first time today. We've seen him while Layden was out on injury, and it looks like coach is going to give him a shot at giving Layden a break.
18-24 the score. Raiders trailing with Santiago Garcia at the line with a chance to put it away. And Santiago Garcia hits it into the tape off his serve, and he'll keep the Purple Raiders alive, even if for just one more rally. And Justin Sybil at the line now for the Raiders. Set across, big swing, and that's the set. Parker Beal puts that one away with a powerful swing to the feet of Stephen Grenier. And 25-19, your final score for the second set here. All tied up here, 1 apiece between the Purple Raiders and Trine. And I can't tell you who's going to win this game,
Yeah.
but I can tell you there will be a fourth set today in this second game. And with that, we'll take a break and be back. All right, and we're back here for the third set of today's final game in the doubleheader. Justin Sybil at the line to start things off for the Purple Raiders. Set over, Beal a swing, dug up by Layden, set back, and hit over by Trine. Free hit over, Grenier with the dig. Sybil a back row strike. Blocked back by Bruns. Violation called on Trine. And the Raiders will open up with a 1-0 lead here in the third set. Sybil a strong serve. Up the line. Blocked back. Whistle blown, and point to Trine. Stillman back to serve.
So we're trading violations. Great way to start that third set.
Strong serve dug up by Grenier. Set out. Trine has no choice but to set that one over. Beal with a swing, lands out of bounds.
Ooh.
And they're going to call a touch there off the block. Trine goes up 2-1 here in the third. And that served long there by Stillman. We're tied up here, 2s apiece, as Andrew Cross and Jimmy Entz come on for the Raiders. And Entz serves right into the head of Andrew Cross there. He'll get charged with the error. And I'll put Trine back up by 1.
That's why those boys, when they're up at the net, they hold their hands on the back of their head. Things like that.
That's for sure. You got to protect yourself. Ethan Howard now at the line. Strong serve there. Set back. Bruns with a big swing cross court. He'll get the kill. Has off the dig by Ethan Howard. Trine can't do anything. Tresac heading back to the service stripe here. Raiders tied up 3s apiece here. Tresac sent it to the back corner. Beal with a big swing blocked. And Grenier can't get there in time. Just a little bit short as he laid out for it. And Trine goes back up by 1. Beal's serve dug up by Sybil. Set up. Cross with a swing. Just to the right. Into the back row. And we're tied up at 4 is all. And now at the line serving. It's the ace.
Oof.
Cam Turnett barely gets it over. But now set out to Sybil. Sybil gets a swing. And it's going to be Purple Raider point. Turnett mishits there, serves into the middle of the net. And we're tied up at 5s.
I'll be interested to see how the pull apart comes between these two players, or if we're going to spend the entire set kind of going back and forth, and if we have to go into those OT points at the end.
Manelli serves tight to the net. An overpass there by the Raiders, and a big return hit by Dixon to put the point away. Trine back up by 1. If you're the Purple Raiders, you got to avoid overhits like that, overpasses like that, because those will come right back in your face. And a serve out as Manelli hits that wide to the left. And yet another tie here early on in the third. Up tight to the net and returned there by Sybil for an easy kill there as the Raiders return the favor. Cross hits it into the right corner. Raiders want a double touch, but Matonis puts it to sleep anyways, straight down Main Street into the back row. And the Raiders lead by 2.
Coach Mihalik was very evidently upset, and Sam Matonis said, "Don't you worry, Coach, I got you. We'll get the point anyway."
And Cross sends this one long into the back corner, just past the end line. And that'll bring Trine back within 1 as Grenier comes back on for the Purple Raiders. Dominic Signs back to serve for Trine. Barely gets that serve over the tape and caught the Raiders looking there. Signs now with a chance to get his team back on top. Set out. Sybil swung off the block. He'll get the kill, and the Raiders go back by 1.
Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're 17 points in, and I feel like this set has flown by. Like, these points have been so quick on both sides.
I suppose a little bit, but it just, as it says, as a whole, it feels like it's dragging on because both teams are just going point for point, it seems like. Swung off the block, kept alive by Turnett. Matonis with another swing, dug up by Beal. Set out. Signs with a back row strike off the block by Sybil. They'll pick up the point, and we're tied at 9 again. I mean, it feels like these two teams are just going point for point per point per point. And they're just tying up at pretty much every possible score along the way.
Which tells you both teams have plenty in their arsenal in order to play. It's just going to be about who executes those points better. They're both very good teams.
Santiago looks like he misstepped a little bit. Still gets a great serve over. And a swing and a kill there for the Purple Raiders. Puts them back up by 1, 10-9 with Sybil heading back to the line. If Turnett is your ace, Sybil's definitely your number 2 starter. If we're going to continue the baseball analogy here. Dude can put a ton of velocity on the ball. We see it right there. Set out. Beal with a swing and off the block. He'll get the kill as it falls right in the middle of the Purple Raiders, right where no one's at, and none of them can lay out in time to get it. And with that, Stillman heads back to serve for Trine. Tied up at 10s all. Turnett with the dig. Set up. Turnett with a swing. Down the line. They call a touch, and it looked like that came down the line either way. So that's a point. And the Raiders are up by 1. Ents heading back to serve. Set back. Signs with a swing. Blocked. Kept alive by the Purple Raiders. Bruns with a free hit over, and it's blocked right back in his face. And that's going to tie it up at 11s apiece.
That's a difficult place to be for Mark Bruns, having those blockers literally right there when he goes to hit it, and he's hitting it at an angle, so when it comes back at him with the velocity to hit that had to have hurt.
Yeah, that's a spot where you got to tip that. You can't try and traditionally swing. You got to drop the elbow and just tip it because you probably get a kill there. And the Raiders pick up a point there thanks to Andrew Cross. If you tip it in that situation with 2 blockers right there on the net, that space right behind them is open. You tip it right past them, you probably get it. Or they get a really bad first touch.
We've seen Trine do that multiple times. Right behind, it's usually Bruns and Matonis at the net when they do it. And it works every time.
Trezak, a strong serve into the back left corner for Trine. Tipped over, kept alive by Layden. Violation called. It's going to be Trine point. And we're tied up at 12s apiece. Beal, a strong serve dug up by Sybil. Set over. Turnett, a strong swing cross court. Dug up by Dixon. Beal, a back row attack. And Grenier looked like he got there in time.
Yeah, looked like he got it.
They're gonna say the ball hit the ground there, and Trine's gonna pick up the point. And they'll go up 13-12 as we get into the middle part of this set. Beal, a strong serve. Tight to the net, and Cross off its... I don't even know if that was technically a set there as much as just a kind of hit up by Layden, but he sends that one home for the kill to tie it up at 13s apiece. Turnett, a laser beam just past that back line to put Trine up by 1.
It's so hard where we're standing because on that line we can't see anything because from where I was looking it looked like it was in, but it had to have been out by like an inch.
Manelli serves into the net there, and we're tied up at 14s apiece. Cross now back to serve for the Purple Raiders after what has to be like the 14th tie in this set. He serves into the net, and that'll put Trine up 15-14. Signs with a serve, just long on his float serve there. That'll put the Raiders back in a tie with Trine, 15-15. And honestly, it has to be about the 14th or 15th tie just this set.
They're just going back and forth, and that's what I was talking about. We're going to hit that OT, and there are going to be those extra points, and it's just going to be all about just executing those points.
Layden, strong float serve into the back row, set over. Dixon with a swing, and Layden gets a hand on it, but the Raiders can't get a second touch there, and they'll fall back by one once again. And heading back to the line, Trine's ace from the service line, Santiago Garcia, the junior out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. An absolute killer from behind the line with that curveball. Set up. Matonis reaches up to get that, kept alive by Trine. At the line, blocked back and out of bounds by Matonis and Sybil. And the Raiders find themselves trailing by two, 17-15. And they need to respond here. And just long there on the serve by Santiago Garcia. And that'll pull the Raiders back within one. And now at the line, Justin Sybil. Sybil, a strong serve there across the court. A big swing blocked back by Mark Bruns all by himself, one-on-one there with Parker Beal. Yeah, he had Sam Matonis a little bit to his left, but that was one-on-one with the hitter. All him. He sent that one home to tie us up at 17-17. Sybil, a long serve there, just in, dug by Haas. Signs a back row strike there, and he's long on the hit, and the Raiders are finding themselves once again back on top, 18-17.
You can hear the Purple Raiders bench as I think Trine just pulled a timeout.
Yep, Trine's going to burn their first timeout of the set here, trailing 18-17. They got up by two, but the Raiders bowed right back, showed a lot of poise and mental strength there to get the points they needed when they needed them. And now they're up on top by 1 point. I think this game, well, this set, and probably honestly the rest of this game is going to come down to which team can put together 2- and 3-point runs more consistently. Because we've seen here it's pretty much been 1-point runs the entire way, each team matching every time the other team went up by one. So now if the Raiders can go on a 3-point run from this point on, or Trine can go on a 3- or 2-point run from here on.
They can
that's
secure
the
the
separation
set.
that's going to probably win this set. Because it's been very even.
Yeah, the spectators, it's mostly parents in the stands, obviously. Each player was allowed to invite 2 individuals to come watch, but the intensity from the stands is just not what it used to be back when, pre-COVID. And of course, we're grateful that there are people here able to watch, but the benches are really what's providing the intensity for those gentlemen, and we saw that right before the break, and that honestly might have been what forced the timeout. Was the Purple Raiders finally got some dust under their feet and were able to feel okay for the first time, I feel like, in the set.
And hitting-wise, both teams hitting up north of 400 in this set, coming alive offensively. Set out, Beal tips it over, picked up by Layden. Grenier passes it up, swung cross-court, onto the line by Cam Turnett, and that'll put the Raiders up by 2. Just phenomenal play there by Cam Turnett. Sybil keeps it in the middle of the back row. Santiago Garcia, strong hit there. And a roll shot there. And a return hit by Turnett. Still alive. big swing off the foot of Grenier by Stillman. And Trine is fired up down there. I tell you what, that was a monster hit there. And there was nothing Grenier could do there. It just went right off his leg. 19-18, Raiders still holding on to the lead. Grenier with the dig. Set out. Trine with a tip there. Kept alive by Trine. Set out to Beelman. Beal. His hit. Dug up. Trine tips it right off of Trine. Return hit. Kept alive by Santiago Garcia.
Oof.
And a violation called. And a lift called on the Purple Raiders. And we're tied up at 19s apiece. Trine just will not go down quietly for this Purple Raider squad. And just out there by Stillman. And that looked like it was going to drop right on that line there. The Raiders got lucky there. And Ensel head back to the line. His team holding on to a 1-point lead. Just needing 5 more points to put this set away and get themselves up 2-1. Dug up by Haas. Passed over. Quick hit. Out of bounds there by Boren. And Boren just misplaces that ball. And the Raiders are up by 2 once again. 21-19 late in the third. And Trine will burn a timeout here. Find themselves down 2. And that'll be their last timeout of the set. Raiders seem like they've got the momentum, but as we've learned in this second game, no lead is safe against this Trine team. They are very good, and they can battle back. Unless you're up by like 6 points. Like pretty much 5-6 points is the point where you might be safe.
Both teams are hungry. Both teams want this. Neither team is going to let this go, especially considering it's not just staying even in terms of this set, but it's even in terms of, the sets won. And so it really, Trine wants to come back and at least leave with a even 1 win, 1 loss kind of situation, because we've seen them kind of get their chemistry and get the momentum, and they definitely have, where we would think endurance would be important, they're coming back and able to execute points and keep the Purple Raiders on their toes.
That's for sure. I mean, they're second in the conference for a reason. They're a good team. They can play some very good volleyball, and you got to be careful with them. And certainly in the second game, I thought they've battled a lot better than they did in the first game with the Purple Raiders, where kind of consistently they would allow a run or two each set that would allow the Raiders to get that separation. That hasn't been the case in this second game. And so shallower float serve there, tight to the net. And a cross-court hit there, out of bounds by Parker Beal. He was calling it in, but that may have been a couple inches out. So he wasn't far off from getting a nice shot. Raiders up 22-19. Need just 3 more points.
Oof.
And Ents mishits that one, sends it wide right. And that'll shrink the Raider lead down to 2.
I don't know if you guys were able to hear it on camera, but there was a aggressive scream from the Trine bench, and you can see all the boys on the Mount Union team like, what is going on?
And now Ethan Howard heads back to serve for Trine. Sybil with the dig, set up, cross with a swing, and off of Haas, he'll get the kill. As the touch off of Haas goes right behind that scores bench there.
The Purple Raiders really did pick the perfect time to kind of execute those points. They're now within 2 points of winning the set, and they have a comfier than just a 1-point lead. They have a 3-point lead kind of going for them. So it'll be interesting seeing moving forward if they can keep that lead.
That is for sure 23-20, your score here in the third set. Luke Trezak at the line just keeps that one inside. Beal with a big swing there, glances off of Trezak, and he'll pick up the kill and get his team back within 2 points. Parker Beal's serve on the way. Dug up by Sybil. Tight to the net. And set over by Layden. But Trine keeps it alive. And a big swing and kill by Dixon to get his team back within one. 23-22.
And the intensity right now from both teams.
Up. And a big swing out of the back row by Justin Sybil. Dug up by Haas. Parker Beal gets one of his own. The Raiders keep it alive. Sybil gets another shot. Beal with the dig. Dixon with the swing. And Dixon gets the kill, and it's 23-23 here in the third set. And Mount Union's going to burn a timeout here. Tied up at 23 apiece. Trine is surging. Absolutely surging here late in the set. And the Raiders have got to stop the bleeding now.
Coming out of this this timeout, Trine will have the serve, and that kind of gives them the advantage. So it'll be about how Mount Union can play defensively going forward.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know if that necessarily plays in their advantage, though, serving coming out of the timeout, because that's more time your server has to think about it. So that could have the inverse effect, the effect of having him think about it, overthink it, make an error on the hit, because he has to think about it for a minute or so during that whole timeout. Then coming out, standing at the line, waiting for the whistle to go ahead.
Their ace, the Santiago Garcia.
Santiago Garcia.
Yeah, he was out for a couple rounds just because of injury. He had hurt himself trying to get one of Cam's hits, and that I feel like that kind of gave some points away too. So it'll just be about if the server can get it in.
Beal, a high serve there, dug up by Sybil. Set back. Trezak a swing out of the back row. And he's going to get the kill. As Haas couldn't quite get it there. Beal can't believe it. He thought they got it. He thought they got it up. But the line judge calls it down. And the Raiders are in set point position here. 24-23 with your Roche back to serve. Set up. Warren. Blocked back. Still alive. Out. Sybil with a swing. Ooh, doesn't get the touch off of Beal. No, he does. They're going to say he touched Beal. And Trine can't believe it. But if this stands, the Raiders take this set 25-23. And we'll go up 2-1.
Looks like someone from Trine's coming over to negate. We'll see what's going to happen.
Okay, Ethan Howard over there having words.
Mount Union's not even concerned. They just walk away.
Yeah, they're ready to go on to that fourth set and hopefully put it away and take a second win here on the weekend. And it's going to stand. That's going to be a touch there off of Beal, though it to be honest, it looked like it went right between his hands there. The line judge must be saying it just glanced off of his hand. I got to imagine, but that's a tough break for Trine.
Yeah. Who,
if they don't get that, if that gets called out, they might very well win that set, potentially.
And that can change the entire trajectory of the entire game. So that was a big call for those line judges.
That's for sure, because going into that fourth set, trailing 2-1 is a lot different than being up 2-1. There's so much more pressure that's on you, because that could be the last set if you drop it. But if you go up 2-1, all right, you have a bad set. Who cares? You can go to the fifth set and still get it done. So now for Trine, all the pressure is on them, and they've got to execute here. But with that, we'll take a break for the next minute during the intermission and be back here for the fourth. All right, and we're back here for the fourth and possibly final set of today's second match between Trine and the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Raiders narrowly made it out of that third set with the win. And now all the pressure on Trine. Santiago Garcia starting things off. More of an off-speed serve. Bruns with a swing cross court. Haas with the dig. Signs, passes it up, and Haas passes it on over. Cross court hit by Sybil, dug up. Tipped over and tipped back by Matonis, and the Raiders open up with a 1-0 lead here in the fourth. Justin Sybil's serve on the way for the Purple Raiders. Dug up by Haas. Set back. Stillman with a swing. Tight to the net on an overpass. Blocked back by Trine. Raiders still keeping it alive. Back row strike. Blocked back. Another block. Raiders still keeping it over. Set over. And it appears a double is going to be called. A nope, a lift going against the Purple Raiders. Coach Mahel, I can't believe it. Stillman a strong serve there, dug by Trine, set out. Matonis with a swing, kept alive and got passed over by Ethan Howard. An overpass and sent back by Bourne for the kill. And Trine's up 2-1.
Yeah, Boren kind of pulled an Andrew Cross there. Those quick decisions to just hit him over and hope it lands.
Bruns a swing, gets off the block, and Trine keeps it alive. Swung, dug up by Sybil, set over. Trine with a tip there, set out. Beal with a swing, dug. Swing by Matonis for a kill, right down Main Street into the back row for a kill. Santiago Garcia laying out, but can't get a good touch off of it, and we're tied up at 2 apiece. And now back at the service stripe for the Purple Raiders, Jimmy Entz. Set over, swing, dug up by Layden. Ball is still alive. And on that third touch there, Sybil can't get enough energy under it to get it on over. And the Raiders will trail 3-2. Ethan Howard's serve on the way. Dug up by Trine, tight to the net. Cross just taps it on over. Set back. Beal with a swing. Cross court. Cross gets his hands on it, but the Raiders can't get that second touch, and that'll go down as a kill for Parker Beal. And way wide right there by Ethan Howard there on the serve. May even have gone out of the antenna there.
We've seen a couple of those on both sides of the court. I think that those are genuinely just, the boys are probably tired as they're now going into a fourth set, into a second game. And it's just that misplacement.
Yeah, it's just a little mishit here or there that usually leads to that. Trezak gets it back. Set back. Beal with a tip picked up by Grenier. Set up. Sybil stays on the ground. Tip hit over across the tape by Bourne. He'll pick up the kill. Trine up 5-3 here early on in the set. And for a team with all the pressure on their shoulders here, Trine not playing like it, seeming to be in full control of this set, just as they did in the third. Set over, cross with a big swing. He'll pick up the kill. And the point, his team trails by just 1. A jump float there by Bruns. Big swing, overpassed by Grenier. Beal swings it. And just inside there, the line judge calls it in. And that's one of those calls. I mean, that could not have been much further out and still been called in there. A tough break for the Raiders there, and they'll go down 6-4 here in the fourth. Alex Minnelli back to serve now. Minnelli, his serve dug up, and Cross with the kill there. Just kind of grabs that ball and just directs it just to his left.
We say that from Andrew Cross a lot. Just the ball seems to fall right in front of him, and he just puts it where it needs to go.
Yeah, it's almost like he doesn't even hit it as much.
No.
He just redirects the ball.
Yeah.
Just stops the ball in the air and redirects it. Set back, sign, swung. He'll get the kill at the feet of Andrew Cross. That'll put Trine back up by 2. And Trine continues to seem to be fully in the driver's seat here and in control of this set. Signs serve, barely gets over Matos with a swing off the block. He'll get the kill and the point. His team will draw back within 1. Now with a chance to tie it up, setter Jeremy Layden will head back to the stripe for the Purple Raiders. Strong flow dug up by Haas. Set back on the slide. Stillman, his hit's kept alive by the Raiders. Sybil, a little roll shot there. And he'll get the kill there as he puts it right in the middle of that Trine defense and finds the hole. 7's all here as we get our first tie here of the set. Hit by Signs off of 2 Raiders, and Trine picks up the point there. I shouldn't say first tie of the set there, but I guess first true tie beyond 1-1. 2-2. Now we've actually really gotten into the action. And now heading back to the lines, the ace, Santiago Garcia, looking to build his team's lead back up to 2 and even more. Santiago Garcia hits into the tape, and it won't dance on over. It dances back onto their side, and we're tied up at 8 apiece. Sybil barely picked up there by Haas. Stillman, he's blocked back, goes off of Heath and Howard, and the Raiders pick up the point and go up 9-8. Sybil into the back right corner there. Set back. Signs a back row strike. Dug up by Layden off the back side net there. Trine has to improvise a little on the hit. Set outside. Swung. Could have been going out there. Raiders keep it alive. And Trine passes it over. And an overpass out of bounds by Trine there. And we're tied up at 9s apiece. And a serve into the net there by Stillman will put the Raiders back on top 10-9. As Entz and Cross come back on. Entz heading back to the service stripe for Coach Mihelic. And no one touches that ball. Jimmy Hunt says, hey, I'll take that.
Yeah.
And the Raiders pick up a service ace. And it doesn't get much easier than that.
Not sure what happened there, but must be some miscommunication. But he placed that perfectly in that back corner.
That is for sure. 11-9 Raiders lead. Sends it back. A little shallow just past. And a dump off there by Ethan Howard. Just kind of dunks that one over and picks up an easy point there. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that, I guess, is what I want to say. I mean, you see a hole there in the defense. It's tight to the net, and you can just dump that over.
Mm-hmm.
Those are easy points that any setter's going to take all day. Serve into the net there by Howard. Push the Raider lead back up to 2, 12-10. And Luke Trezak will head back to serve. Set back, Beal with a hit, and blocked back by the Purple Raiders. Violation called. It's going to be going against Mount Union there. Trine picks up the point. And Dixon coming back on as Beal heads back to serve for Trine. Set out. Turnett with a swing, kept alive by Haas. Set out. Dixon with a swing. This one dug up by Sybil. Sybil, a back row strike, blocked back, still alive, and they're going to call it down. And no, it's going to be a lift called against the Purple Raiders, and we're tied up at 12s apiece.
Andrew Cross did everything he could. He tried to lift that up with his elbow.
And Beal, a strong serve, gets over, dug up by Sybil. Set back, Sybil, a back row strike there. Set out, signs at the net. Hits it just inside that back line for the kill and puts his team up 13-12. Overpass there by Turnett. Set out. Dixon with a swing. And the Raiders give up another kill there, and they trail by 2, 14-12. And Trine is starting to absolutely roll here in the set. Sybil with the dig. Set out. Turnett tips it over. Kept alive by Howard. Beal, a little roll shot over to keep it alive. Cross with a swing. Set out. Dixon tight to the net. And it ends up blocked, kind of tipped, kind of blocked. Kind of at the same time they're over close to the pin. And ends up on the Purple Raiders side, and they trail by 3. And a wide serve there by Beal gives the Purple Raiders a point and gets them back within 2 with Turnett heading back to the line.
I think it's interesting watching both of the benches trying to kind of hype up their players along with stump the individuals that are serving on both sides. They're both getting really, really involved from the bench.
Turnett dances on the tape, gets it over, set out at the line. Sybil keeps it alive. Andrew Cross almost gets a pass over, but it goes outside the antenna and out of bounds into the scores table. Raiders trail 16-13, and that was almost a great save there, if just a little bit closer in.
The fact that he was able to get the power behind that while running, while hitting backwards.
And with a teammate in his face right there.
In his face, yeah.
That's a tough break for the Raiders. Alex Manelli. His serve on the way for Trine. Dug up by Turnett. Set back. Set over by Trezak. Beal with a little roll shot over. Set out. Sybil with a swing. And Sybil is going to pick up the kill there, and the Raiders are back within 2. Now coming back on Haas for Trine, and Matonis coming back on for the Purple Raiders. Cross back to serve. Cross hits the back left corner there for Trine. Signs at the line, blocked back, one-on-one by Justin Sybil, and the Raiders are back within 1 point. 16-15 your score here in the 4th set. And neither team going down quietly. Set over, Dixon with a swing. Overpass there by Cross. And a big swing and a kill. Cross court by Dixon as he gets redemption. And that'll push their lead back up to 2.
You would not believe that this would be the fourth set in the second game because these gentlemen are playing tooth and nail.
That's for sure. Trine with a back row strike. A return by Sybil. And that's going to be a kill there as he sends it right off of Stillman. And the Raiders are back within 1 point. And heading back to the service stripe for Mount Union to Jeremy Layden. Sends that one deep into the back row. Setback signs, gets a swing. And setback runs. Gets the kill as he sends it right off the arm of Dominic Signs. And the Raiders are tied up at 17s apiece. Hawes with the dig. Sets over Dixon with a swing and blocks right back by Mark Bruns. 1-on-1. And the Raiders are up 18-17.
Mark Bruns has definitely done his job up at the net today. He's been an incredible job, done an incredible job at blocking, considering this has been a very up close at the net type of game.
That's for sure. Leading another deep serve here. Set back. Signs out of the back row. Sybil passes it over. Sets out. Dixon. And Dixon won't clear the net there as he hits it on his own side. And the Raiders lead 19-17. And with that, Trine burns a timeout here, trailing 19-17, down by 2. But as we've learned today, I mean, no lead is safe, especially in this game. Either team, when they've gone up by 2, the other teams ran right back and taken it from them and maybe even gone up by a point.
Yeah.
So this should be an exciting finish to this set.
This
and if
last
we get to a fifth set.
Sorry, go ahead.
If we get to a fifth set, it could be anyone could come out of that.
Yeah, this last set has just been back and forth. You know, like you said, no lead is safe. We've seen them up by 1, up by 2, and then them creep back on both teams, both sides. And we saw in the last set there was a lot of ties. Here it's kind of more 1 point ahead, 1 point back, 2 points ahead, 2 points back. And I feel like it's just going to be who can get 2 points in a row and successfully execute them to put this away.
That's for sure. And for a team like Trine, where they should have had all the pressure in the world coming down on them in this set, they haven't played like it, to their credit. I mean, they've played the same way they played the first set, the second set, and the third set today. I mean, they just kept playing. And you couldn't tell if they were under the pressure of potentially losing this game and having a long ride back to Indiana.
Yeah.
After a pair of losses if they lose this set. Because they just play so hard.
Yeah.
A little shallower serve this time. Set out. Blocked up by Matonis. Sybil tips it over. Kept alive by Dixon. Bela back row strike. Dug up by Grenier. Set over by Trine. Over Dixon. A swing. Out of bounds. And they're going to call a touch. And Coach Mihelic can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that touched.
And that's going to make it a 19-18 set. Raiders still holding on to a lead, but with Eric Santiago Garcia coming up to the line, that lead might not be safe. Matonis a swing. Set out. Swing cross court. Out of bounds by Beal. And the Raiders go back up by 2 with Sybil heading back to the line.
You see Captain Stephen Grenier's mouthing to Justin Sybil, the other captain for the Purple Raiders, "This is it for us. You got to finish it off, dude."
Set back. Signs a swing. And Trine in the net there. And that's going to make it 20-19. with Stillman heading back to serve. Set up. Matosa swing down Main Street for the kill. Puts it dead center in the back row and puts the Raiders up 21-19. And you can see the energy there and the excitement from him and the Purple Raiders as a whole. With that, Entz heads back to the line. His team needing just 4 more points to put this game on ice. Entz just gets that one over. Set out. Beal just gets a piece of the Raiders. Keep it up. And passed over by the Purple Raiders. Big swing, cross court, out of bounds by Beal. Doesn't touch a single Raider. And the Raiders go up 22-19. And Trine's going to burn their second time out. Trailing 22-19. And it feels like the momentum
definitely shifts towards the Purple Raiders.
That's what I was going to say. It feels like the momentum has shifted towards the Purple Raiders, which for most of the set hasn't felt like that's a safe thing to say for much of this game. I mean, the first set, it felt like you could say that and it's pretty safe either way. But this game, I mean, the way Trine's played, the way the Raiders are playing,
they both had that intensity.
No lead has been safe, and it's felt like the momentum really isn't on one side. It's just constantly flipping to and fro. But right now it feels like the Raiders have gotten that momentum securely on their side. But at the same time, that being said, that momentum could shift in an instant just based on how this game's gone. One big play by Trine on this next rally could just completely flip the script and put them back in the driver's seat despite being down. And now Trine finally breaking the huddle. Coming back out here. As they milked pretty much every last second of that timeout. Raiders will still have the serve with Jimmy Entz at the stripe. Set, over, swing, out of bounds by Beal. There's no touch this time, and the Purple Raiders go up by 4, 23-19.
Purple Raiders have been so careful about not touching those balls, and every time the balls go past, they're waving their hands up in the air so that way people know, like, no touch. They can't risk any points.
Dug up by Santiago Garcia. Signs blocked back by Cam Turnett, and that'll put his team on the precipice of taking home their second win in the last couple hours. 24-19 Raiders lead. And now back at the line, Entz still serving for the Purple Raiders with a chance to put it away. Haas with the dig. Signs nearly gets it. Haas has to pass it over. Set, out, Turnett with a swing! Up at the net, blocked back by Andrew Cross, and the Raiders take the win. 25-19. They'll take this fourth set and take the game 3-1 overall on sets. And how about that? The Purple Raiders had to fight for this one.
Yeah.
But they'll come out of this weekend 10-2 overall, 4-2, 6-2 in the conference. And for Trine, they'll drop to 7-5 overall and in MCVL play. Next up for both teams, the Raiders on Thursday, they'll host Penn State Barron right here in the MAC out for Trine. They'll be heading to Wabash next weekend for a pair of games set for 1 and 5, respectively. For everyone here at the University of Mount Union, have a great day.